Aren't you tired of boring and predictable podcasts? Remember the movie Groundhog Day? Ugh. The only thing predictable about this show is that we're guzzling booze. Count on it. This is the Appleboys podcast. Appleboys.us. If it's NFTs, music festivals, sporting events, strip clubs, current events, or masturbation techniques. Did I read that right? There's more than one? Fueled by, but not sponsored by, Miller Lite. This is the Appleboys podcast. Now your hosts, Josh, Corey, Rob, and Jimmy. Rob has issues. Just saying, bro.
What flavor juice is in your douche flute?
My douche flute thin mint. That does not smell anything like thin or mint. What's it smell like?
It smells like
Fat
thick.
caramel? What?
It smells like cut me off.
I didn't. Sorry.
You did.
Maybe it was you that cut me off. Did you
Like-
say fat dick?
I said thick, and then that's as far as I got.
Oh, he said thick, not dick. I heard dick.
Yeah,
Correct.
I heard fat dick.
Yeah, because I said fat.
No. I think you heard fat and thick, and you filled in the blanks.
Yeah. Well,
What's on your mind?
What were you saying?
I just was gonna riff on. I don't know. It was gonna start with thick, and
Yeah,
then the opposite of mint.
thin mint. So
Ah.
thick. Yeah, that was my joke too.
Ah,
So like
I
thick,
got you.
thick, bitter. I don't know.
Yeah, opposite of mint. Shitty.
So like
thick onion.
thick,
Yeah.
thick poop.
Yeah, thick poop. It's my vape.
We do not need any more thick poop or thin poop or any poop.
No poop. This is a poop-free zone.
This is like North Korea. Nobody poops.
My son pooped, and it was in a diaper, and my wife, it was like a really bad one, so she put it in a plastic bag and hung it on the doorknob inside the garage with the intent to put them in the bathtub and then take it to the outside trash can so
She
that it
forgot
would
about
not permeate the house.
Yeah.
But she forgot step 2 of that plan and left it in the garage. And when I
Oh,
opened
no.
the garage, the entire room smelled of my son's awful shit. And so I took it outside, and then I got into the car because I had to take the car to get it fueled because she had a trip today. And the car smelled like it had been skunked by my son. It was horrible.
Hashtag parenting.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad.
Sounds about right.
That's awful.
So what's up, everybody? It's Josh with the Appleboys podcast, now followed on Twitter by Miller Lite and also officially verified on Twitter by paying $8 for Twitter Blue. I'm here tonight with Corey. What's up, Corey?
Well, hey there. I'm Corey. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, Corey. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome, buddy.
Hello, Robert.
This is actually Newt Gingrich, and I fuck cats. I paid $8 to send this message. I'm verified.
Congratulations. At Newt Gingrich XX692.
Thanks.
See, I paid attention to your username because I'm not a fucking idiot.
But there's a check mark.
Yep.
Hmm.
So what do you think about this Twitter Blue thing, Robert?
I think it lost a major pharmaceutical company like billions of dollars.
It did. Eli Lilly or something like that?
I think that's it, yeah.
Good.
It's really funny. Like, it's super, super funny. I don't...
Hey, wait. Can we have a moment of silence for losing Eli Lilly billions of dollars real quick?
No.
Just a moment.
And we're done.
Do we feel better?
I feel great. I'm not mad about it.
I felt good
I think
the
it's
whole
funny.
time.
I've thought it's been like hilarious the whole time because of like how ill thought out this was. But like that's my whole thing is I just think it's super funny that like we can go and create accounts and just spew bullshit on the internet and there's a blue check mark so everyone's like, yeah, okay.
Yep. The tweet that lost Eli Lilly billions of dollars in market capitalization was that all insulin is now free.
It probably should be.
Yep.
It definitely should be.
And then a few hours later, the official account tweeted, "We're sorry if anyone was misled by an account impersonating us, but insulin's definitely not free."
Yeah. The man, it's crazy when you look at insulin prices across the world and then you look at insulin prices in America. It's like, holy shit. That's like I can understand a little bit of an up charge, I guess. Really, I can't on medical stuff that's like necessary for living, but whatever. Either way, the price gouging is absolutely egregious. So I don't know why it's not capped at like $35 a month, like the bill that was introduced to do that for was.
I think the markup on pharmaceuticals should be capped at like 300%. If you need more than 300% margin to sustain yourself, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that's number one. I think it should be capped either way. I don't know numbers wise what makes the most sense, but yeah, 3x probably is about as much as I would want out of it. Yeah, like stuff has to be profitable, otherwise companies won't make it. I understand that, but like, how much fucking profit do you need for people to like, die?
Because like with stuff like that, they're like, hey, these people need this for a living. They'll pay whatever we want.
Yeah, exactly.
And that just takes a special kind of horrible person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got people like Martin Shkreli running around, and that's what happens.
That's the AIDS pill guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There's that, and then there's I think if I may get this all wrong. I did a lot of power research on this like 2 minutes before we started, but I think the original patent for insulin was sold for like $1 to the University of Toronto, if I remember correctly. And they were like, hey, this is life-saving stuff. Mass produce this and we're good. And then they turned around and made a shitload of money off it.
Yeah. So let me elaborate on that point a little bit. So the actual tweet from the official Eli Lilly account said, "We apologize to those who have been served a misleading message from a fake Lilly account. Our official Twitter account is @LilyPad." Bernie Sanders quote tweeted that and said, "Let's be clear. Eli Lilly should apologize for increasing the price of insulin by over 1,200% since 1996 to $275, while it costs less than $10 to manufacture. The inventors of insulin sold their patents in 1923 for $1 to save lives, not to make Eli Lilly's CEO obscenely rich." To which Papa Elon responded, "Full answer to insulin price question is complex. Short answer is that the original insulin discovered in 1921, not 1923, is inexpensive, costing as little as $25. New, higher efficacy analog variants of insulin are more expensive. See our @community notes for more."
Okay.
Papa Elon's out to teach everybody everything about everything.
So it costs $30 now.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no excuse to raise something from whatever it was in 1996 to like up 1,200%. Like, I think that there's literally nothing that you can, unless like every insulin factory in the world blew up except for one, and now demand is just through the roof. Like, that's literally the only thing I can think
working
of.
around the clock, got to pay all their coworkers overtime. No bathroom breaks.
No bathroom breaks. I like that. I'm just saying, man, that's fucking egregious. Like, I'm not trying to make this a political thing, but like, this is like literally like people are choosing to use less insulin because they have to like feed their kids.
Yeah, they're like dosing their insulin, like microdosing.
Yep.
It's fucked up.
I understand completely. My dad is diabetic and he is suffering from the increases in prices on insulin, and insurance is refusing to cover all of it. So, for people who can't afford it, even if you have good insurance, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it.
Why is insurance like just refusing to cover it?
They're covering part of it, but I don't know all the details.
I gotcha.
I'm not sure.
I gotcha. That's just like almost unfathomable to me.
Mm-hmm.
That they're just like, yeah, no, we can't cover the difference, whatever it is. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, why the fuck do you have insurance in the first place?
Well, I work with a guy who has this major problem in his back that's ultimately almost certainly going to require some sort of pretty major back surgery where there's going to have to be like a spinal fusion, possibly two, maybe one at the bottom and one at the top. And he's in a pretty significant amount of pain. He can't really lift one of his arms above his shoulder. He can't do the things that he used to be able to do. He's in pretty consistent pain, and he's seen multiple specialists about it. But the surgery is very expensive. It's like $90,000. And even though it's really probably necessary, he has to go through like 2 years of all these steps to prove that it's the last resort before they'll pay for it. So he has to go through a very significant amount of physical therapy and then spinal injections and all sorts of stuff before he can qualify for surgery.
All of which he probably has to pay for pretty significantly out of pocket.
Correct.
That's bullshit, man.
Yeah, it is. This is the kind of thing that like actually pisses me off politically. Like, I don't get it, man. Like there's just too much profit in the healthcare industry, and there really shouldn't be. But it seems like there's nothing that we can do about it as individual people or even groups of people, and even, you know, unless you're looking at fairly liberal people politically, they're not even looking at universal health care.
And that's the problem, is that the people that have the kind of views that we would want to see the changes happen in healthcare, they have all these other like crazy radically views on other stuff. It's like, whoa, don't want all that. Like, how about just this little piece of the pie? They're like, no, you get the whole fucking thing, buddy.
I mean, that's the issue with the two-party system in general, but yeah.
Yep. No, but so like I said, I was already subscribed to Twitter Blue. And then when I found out that we get the blue check mark as well, and it's only $3 more a month, I'm like, sure, let's do it. And it wasn't really just for the blue check mark. If that had been the only perk, then I would have said, no way, Jose. But there are some experimental features that I will either have access to now or I'll have early access to, some of which include priority from the algorithm, which is the one that I'm most interested in. So verified Twitter users, when they reply or interact with a tweet, or when they retweet or when they tweet, they're more likely to show up at the top of someone's feed. And also the ability to edit tweets, which is a big deal. Haven't been able to do that before.
Man, Roseanne wished that existed back in the day.
Yeah, no shit.
Yep.
All of the...
Look, I was on a bunch of Ambien.
You can only do it within 30 minutes of the tweet going out.
That's not going to help her.
Not even a little bit.
And also long-form videos, so videos that are up to 10 minutes long, which will help with previewing episodes where 2 minutes and 20 seconds is just not quite enough. I need more like 2 minutes and 60 seconds.
So
Also known as 3 minutes.
Wow.
I've had zero alcohol, zero
You're sleepy.
substances.
No, you're recovering.
I'm not even sleepy.
I think
But
this
I
is
haven't
the
had
problem.
food in like 2.5 days.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. You know, I think my whole... the premium subscription for Twitter is fine. I don't care. Like, if you want to have the premium subscription, I get it. But for a person that like so outwardly talked about how we need to bring free speech to Twitter, to then turn around and charge $8 a month to manipulate an algorithm so that you show up better than people that don't pay for it is odd. Like, I just think that's a weird decision, because you're basically saying, yeah, free speech is really important to us. You can have free speech for $8 a month.
Yep.
Sort of strange.
Goes back to the previous where, I mean, you got to make money, right?
Yep. So I want to elaborate on that, because that's really the most important point to me. But I want to take a second here with Rob. So you don't spend very much time on Twitter as is, correct?
No, I have a Twitter account, but I haven't even really looked at it in probably years.
So it's free to make a Twitter account. It's free to make an email address. You can make as many Twitter accounts as you want. And there are tons and tons of really annoying bots on Twitter. You know, just these fake accounts that just pop up and they spam you and they troll you and they manipulate elections.
Hey, baby. Want to see my naked photos?
Do you want me to promote your podcast? $50 get you 200 new members every month.
Click this link. It takes you to my naked cam, I promise.
I know what a fucking bot is. Jesus Christ.
Right. We're not mansplaining bots to you.
You're so sexy. I love your clean-shaven face.
Thanks. I don't have a clean-shaven face.
No, baby. I love it.
But go on.
So the ability to sign up for Twitter for free and use Twitter for free still exists. But Twitter Blue helps to differentiate, theoretically, once they get it down, real accounts from fake accounts, right? And you may still have a real account that doesn't have a blue check mark because it's not a Twitter Blue account. That's fine. Dave Portnoy, for example, has said that he's never going to get a Twitter check mark. He doesn't want one now. Years ago, he stormed the Twitter office trying to get them to verify him. They wouldn't do it, and now, on principle, he won't do it. So there will still be accounts of note, potentially, that don't have the check mark. However, the ability to differentiate in that way, I think, is worth a subscription price that costs very little in the grand scheme of things. And maybe that's a perspective that I have, being like living where I do and making the type of money that I do, which is not, I'm not rich by any means, but maybe compared to people who have access to Twitter in other countries that are not as well to do as the United States of America. I get it.
I mean, I think it's a combination of that, because I was going to bring that up, but also as you're kind of thinking about that and talking about that, because in reality, for us, $8 a month is nothing, right? We're all three of us are doing pretty well. Like, we're good. $8 a month, it's really not a big deal. However, especially for like younger groups of people, like $8 a month could be a lot of money. And certainly, people that are in like poverty or working class, $8 a month is, especially for like a social media platform, it's not an expense that a lot of people can spare, or if they can, it's just not important enough for them to do it. But either way, those types of people, and I don't really want to make this point because I don't think it's worth the fight, but those types of people are generally politically a certain type of people. And generally speaking, politically, I mean, you're kind of censoring them by putting a monetization on that. So you're taking away the free speech aspect of it there, right? So that's my whole opinion on that. I mean, when it comes down to it, we're talking about free speech. We're putting a monetary value on free speech, which, again, there's just some irony there. You know what I mean?
Can you not get on Twitter if you don't pay the $8 a month?
You absolutely can, and you can still tweet. There is no difference except for the check mark and potentially eventually the prioritization.
That's my entire issue, is the prioritization. Because if the prioritization is making people with $8 a month accounts show up much, much quicker, Elon has even gone on record and said you're going to have to scroll a long way before you see a non-verified account. So do you see an issue with that? Like, if people are talking and they have a non-verified account, you've got a bunch of people with verified accounts that are talking on top of that. Elon is like doing this purposefully. Like, this is a tactic.
What is another medium that's out there where you're not prioritized if you're supporting the platform?
Twitter 2 months ago. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's not true.
You could absolutely pay to have a sponsored post and it would show up first.
Yeah,
not to this extent.
Yeah, you can promote posts, so you can pay to have them promoted where you can target a demographic and your stuff will pop up on their feed whether they want it to or not. And
whether they follow you or not.
The algorithm already prioritizes certain keywords and tries to manipulate like what you see and things like that. Like, that's the whole deal, is manipulating trending topics and hashtags and things like that to get your post to the top of a feed. And that stuff's still going to exist. Like, it's just, you're going to be able to see the people who have the real accounts versus the bot accounts. Like, how else do you deal with the bot accounts? And clearly this hasn't worked yet. So Elon has also gone on record and said over the next year or two, Twitter's going to try hundreds and hundreds of different things, and a lot of these ideas are going to be stupid. And a lot of this stuff is not going to stick, and a lot of it will. But his MO has always been to try things. When they work, great, we'll keep them. When they don't work, that sucks, we'll scrap them and move on.
I'm still a billionaire, and I'll figure it out.
Yep.
I mean, I understand the advertising aspect of it and everything. Like, I get that. Like, I know to an extent how Twitter works, as far as like you can pay to have stuff come up above other things.
It's not just Twitter either. It's social media, period.
Google,
understand.
Facebook,
Yeah,
TikTok,
no, I get it.
all of it.
Yep. But to my knowledge, nothing has come out at this time that is at this scale where, because like most people, I would say probably most people are not going to, previous iteration of Twitter are going to pay to like have posts, like individual posts over other posts. Like they're not going to pay to advertise their stuff. But now, like anyone at $8 a month is going to just be able to do that over people that are not verified. Like, do you understand the point that I'm making?
I do.
Okay.
Yep.
It's been a crazy week, huh?
Sure has.
Had the elections. I don't really know what happened. I didn't pay attention to that at all.
I was paying attention, but where we live is the reddest county. Actually the reddest county in America.
Sure.
And
Sure.
Or the longest running red county in America, I should say.
Sure.
So I knew what the outcome of the election was going to be here.
Yeah.
But certain places around the states were pretty interesting.
Were there any surprises? Do you know?
Colorado District 3 for the House was I'm not sure if they've called that at this point, but that should have been an absolute blowout, and it's very, very, very close. I think it's going to go to a recount. But that's Lauren Boebert's spot. I think that's how you say her name. I've read her name a lot. I've never actually heard it said out loud. Now that I think about it.
Boebert, how to spell it?
Boebert.
Yeah, that sounds right. Boebert's.
Yeah. But that was supposed to be an absolute blowout, and it's very, very close. I'm pretty sure that's going to recount.
Wow.
Fetterman Oz was pretty close. Fetterman, I think, is handily won that. Really, from what I have heard, and if you look back historically, generally non-presidential election, so midterm elections, are usually, they swing very Republican because most people, just Republicans tend to vote every single election, and like Democrats don't.
Yeah, we only care about the big ones.
Yep.
Is this the first time you've publicly identified yourself as a Democrat?
No, I'm actually a libertarian, registered card-carrying member, but turns out not many of us run for office.
Yeah, and the ones that do are a little like
Cuckoo.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You don't need driver's
they,
licenses.
Yeah, or they start like pretty normal, and then they like get elected to office, and they're like, by the way, I'm fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
Feel the
what
Johnson,
have we
baby.
done? Yeah, I voted for him.
Me too.
Yeah, I think that dude's fine. True libertarians are fucking wacky people.
Yeah,
though.
man. No, they're like, I just think we should burn down the whole fucking building. Like, whoa, wait a minute, what?
Yeah,
So
there should be no government.
According to 538, Republicans are slightly favored to win the Senate. Republicans are heavily favored to win the House. And so in the House, in simulations, Republicans win 84 and 100 simulations. And in the Senate, 59 and 100 Republicans win.
Sweet. So nothing is going to change for the next several years because anything that happens is just going to get vetoed.
Yeah. That was last updated, though, on November 8th at 12:22 a.m., and they're not updating forecasts anymore, so I'm not sure where we go from there.
Good times. Well, with that, had a big old crypto crash, too. I don't know if you guys did you clean out your portfolios? You still holding anything?
I'm 100% liquid right now. That's so funny when you don't have investments and you just say you're 100% liquid.
It's also like I have no money.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm looking at a fucking $14,000 foundation repair. Yeah,
Are we safe here, by the way?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, Jimmy's
Is that why he's not here? He feared for his life.
he was fearing for his life because he's in the corner that would be most affected. Yeah, if that goes out, poor little Jimmy's he's going out the hole. He just falls into the earth like, oh shit.
Eat the rich.
Jesus. Yeah, he'll scream his favorite catchphrase as he plummets to his death.
So what about FTX, Corey?
Oh, so I mean, the crypto markets crashed like hard during the election. They're still haven't recovered. Like Bitcoin's down to 16.5 or something right now. But one of the largest crypto exchanges went under because of it all. FTX, dude lost like $94 billion of his worth in a matter of hours.
That's an exaggeration. It was definitely not 94
Whatever,
billion
man. He
dollars.
lost a shitload of money.
And also, it was not because of the crypto crash. It was because he was fucking fraud.
Yeah, well, he was trying to cover like his girlfriend's trades or some shit. I don't know. Will told me about this, and I was driving while he was telling me, so I don't remember all the details.
So his name is Sam Bankman-Fried, and he is the founder of Alameda Research Company, which is a hedge fund trading company that primarily trades crypto type things. And then he also formed FTX. So there's two different versions of FTX. There's the main exchange, which is international, is not based in the United States. And they have FTX US. So if you're in the United States and you use FTX, you have to use FTX US. You can't use the international one. So no Americans should have been impacted by this. But basically, he had accounts labeled at FTX incorrectly so that he could backdoor trade from his own hedge fund, and he was basically leveraging the accounts that were holding funds that his customers were supposed to be able to withdraw at any time to trade on margin, essentially. And one of his largest competitors, Binance, found out about this. And so FTX has their own cryptocurrency that Binance was holding a very large sum of that's supposed to be backed by real dollars. And so Binance owned enough of that to where they announced that they were selling all of theirs and they were getting out completely. And this crashed the entire coin, right? So it basically liquidated FTX, which then caused a further run on a bunch of other different coins and things like that. So you're right. His entire fortune did evaporate overnight. You know, I think he went from, it wasn't 94 billion, but maybe 13 billion or 14 billion.
It was a fucking lot.
Down to,
it started with a B. I know that for sure.
Yeah. The first day he was down to like 963 million. And then by the end of that day, he was down to $0. And a bunch of stuff's come out after that where there's a bunch of questions about his political involvement. He's donated a tremendous amount of money to Democratic political campaigns. He's been photographed with people that are unscrupulous.
Jeffrey Epstein?
Some connections to him.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's always there's always that thread for
Bill
everyone,
Clinton.
it feels like, yeah.
Yeah. And then apparently there's some sort of I don't have all the details, but there's this guy that he works with that was a professor at MIT, and that guy's former boss is the dad of his girlfriend who runs the exchange, the Alameda thing, and I don't know. It's this tangled web of lies and deception, and apparently, from what I've read, it's a significantly larger destruction of wealth for people than Enron was, as far as the accounting stuff goes. So
I know that Tom Brady and Giselle had a lot of money in FTX, and they're just not going to see that ever again, I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
But so apparently, after all that happened, now there's some other stuff going on with, like, funds just started disappearing from the exchange on top of everything else, where either it was being hacked or what they think is it's an insider thing. I think I read somewhere that there's this back door that he programmed in so that he can move funds without it showing up on accounting and stuff like that. So anyway, lots of crazy stuff going on, but it shows the need for transparency.
I feel ya. But they also own the naming rights to the Miami Heat Arena.
Mm-hmm. They did.
And they
He'd
own...
have dissolved that.
Yeah, well, they don't have a name currently. But they used to give away like $500 of crypto to a section. Like they normally give away a T-shirt. They were giving away $500 in crypto. Wonder what happened to all those people.
Hopefully they sold their crypto.
Yeah.
But now the naming rights are up. And there's one well-known Miami company that's going to bid for it. It's the Bang Bros.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
They want to call it the Bang Bros Center
BBC.
for BBC, yeah.
I hope the hub gets involved. There's just man, wouldn't that be something if it's like Bang Bros, the hub, and then like Casting Couch or something
And
comes
like
in.
Brazzers.
Yeah, just all the big names.
Adam Silver is by far the most progressive of all the commissioners in all the major sports leagues, but there's a 0.0% chance that the Bang Bros Center is allowed to be a thing in the NBA.
Might be the BB Center.
But why not? Free speech, right? That
I'm
was the whole Twitter argument, right?
I'm on board for that. Yeah, if they pay enough money for it, I mean, what's the problem?
Exactly.
It's free speech.
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
They are. It's not like they're going to have like a big giant penis. It's not like they're going to have J-Mac on the top just
You don't think they're going to have
posing proudly.
little clips from their videos on the Jumbotron?
No, I doubt that.
Why else would they do it?
I think they're just good because for the comedy of it. Have you ever watched their videos?
Yeah, for advertising. Could you imagine
No,
if
actually, I don't watch porn.
all right.
Okay.
Could you imagine if they just start using it as like a scene? What am I thinking of? A setting, you know?
Oh yeah, like they have fully transparent movie rights in there now.
Yeah. That's just like their recording studio / the Miami Heat Arena. Yeah. I like that.
I think you're onto something here.
I'm telling you, they can cut costs.
The possibilities are endless.
Yep. I know it's not how that works, by the way.
We won't stop until bodily fluids have touched every seat in this arena.
Yeah.
Looks like a goddamn Jackson Pollock painting in here.
No, black lights are not allowed in this arena.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
Oh yeah.
What's another funny company that could buy the naming rights to that would make it funny? It's not porn related.
Oscar Mayer Wieners.
The Wiener Arena. That's hard to say.
The Wien Arena.
Yeah. I like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wien Arena.
The Wiener Dome. I want that.
Like Yankee Candle.
Sure. Yeah, something just off the wall. Yankee Candle would be good. Or just like an individual, like Travis Scott.
Welcome to Kanye West Arena.
I like that. He's back.
The Donda Dome.
The Donda Dome. Yeah, that sounds sick. I like that.
You would.
I'm about it.
He basically made the Atlanta Falcons home dome his home whilst recording Donda.
I remember. I was in Atlanta, so it was all lit up like blood red.
We were there. Yeah. That's
Oh, you were there?
We were walking to Dead Mouse. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah. I thought it was just with Jimmy for some reason. But yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I forgot it was during Dead Mouse. Yeah, that's man. What a time. And he was just holed up in there recording this. And it wasn't that he was like living there. It's that like he refused to leave. Like he was like, "No, this is my home now. I need to finish the album."
What about the Appleboys Arena?
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, we definitely can't afford it.
Yeah, we don't make the money.
I mean, we're all fully liquid, but we already just talked about how fully liquid for us means that we just don't have any money.
Maybe if we just started charging $8 a month to listen to our podcast.
We already kind of do for the good version.
Eh.
I mean,
It's a different version.
the special version.
Did you guys hear that Jeff Bezos gave Dolly Parton $100 million?
I'm very skeptical about this. How is this going to be a dad joke?
It's not a dad joke. It's a
Okay.
real thing.
All right, why?
It was an award called the Bezos Courage and Civility Award. It's recognizing leaders who pursue solutions with courage and civility.
All right.
We can't wait to see all the good that you're going to do with this $100 million award.
Build a bigger theme park, perhaps? Probably not. Dolly's actually like...
Yeah, don't you dare.
I'm just kidding.
Don't you dare.
That was a joke. That was a joke. Donnie.
Donnie Parton has done more for this country.
Yeah. No, Dolly is... she's a national treasure.
How about that motherfucking Buffalo Bills Minnesota Vikings game today?
Maybe the best football game I've ever seen.
It's top 5 for sure. Probably top 1, but like top 2 or 3. I have to think about it. It's still fresh in my mind, but it was so dramatic.
All the back and forth. You thought the game was over like 2 or 3 different times.
The Bills tweeted that the game was over.
Yeah.
They sure did.
Big stop on 4th down or whatever they said. Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense in my head. I don't even know what a bill is, but Vikings can fuck some shit up, so it makes sense the Vikings would beat the Bills.
I think Buffaloes just didn't sound right.
That makes sense, yeah.
I mean, it reminded me a lot of that Bills-Chiefs divisional playoff game from last year, which I fully thought was the best football game that I'd ever seen until today.
It wasn't quite as dynamic offensively as that game was, but it was way more dramatic. There was way more...
There was a lot more like holy shit moments.
Yeah.
As opposed to just unbelievable offense and terrible defense.
Yep. Stephon Diggs made an incredible catch that I think the announcer said is going to be the catch of the year.
And then
like
the
a quarter
next
later,
drive, yeah. Justin Jefferson's like, hold my beer.
Yeah. Yeah, he made an even better catch. It was incredible.
Which, speaking of hold my beer, did you guys watch the Munich game today?
Yeah, I saw
they had fucking pitchers of beer that they were selling to fans, and they're just drinking them in the stands.
That's just what the regular glasses look like in Germany.
Yeah,
in Munich.
I get that, but by American standards,
Oh, I know.
that's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they don't fuck around over in the fatherland.
Is it fatherland? It's not motherland still?
I think motherland is specifically Russia. I think fatherland is Germany. I'm Googling fatherland. I don't know.
That's weird.
Do they sell Miller Liechtenstein in Germany?
Wow. That's what.
Can we submit to Miller Lite a request for Millederhosen?
That would be awesome.
I'd wear the fuck out of that.
Me too.
The word fatherland is particularly associated with Germany.
Weird. But going back to the Munich game.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the actual game at all, or did you just see the beers and the photos afterwards?
I just saw the beers.
I was awake and watching it passively, like while I was setting my lineups.
I got you.
So I saw some of it, but I didn't watch it intently.
So I didn't really like watch the game either. I was doing shit while it was on, but I watched the pregame, and everybody was all over the Seahawks in that game. Rightfully so. They've been on fire lately, and the Bucs have looked terrible. But I think it was Michael Irvin that was saying like, "Man, you guys almost had me convinced, but I remember it's International Tom." Like when Tom Brady plays not in America, he's undefeated, and he always has a very wide margin of victory.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not to mention it's single International Tom on top of that.
And he likes to fuck.
He does like to fuck.
I see. Maybe he learned some German pickup lines.
Maybe.
German pickup lines probably sound like terrible. Like very aggressive.
Could you give me an example?
No.
I only learned one when I had a German exchange student way back in the day.
Okay.
It's not really a pickup line so much as it is a like kind of an S&M comment.
Okay.
It's Ich bin dein Zuhälter, which is supposed to mean I am your pimp.
Oh, I didn't know the word pimp in German.
Me either, man. I was like 12.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
I just took her word for it.
I'm going to say that that's probably right.
She was very German, so.
Yeah.
So I Googled German pickup lines because I wanted to read one or two, but I can't read any of this shit.
You know what? I think it's funnier if you try to.
Yeah.
Ich bin Schriftsteller und schreibe in Telefonbuch. Dein Nummer fehlt mir aber noch. It means I'm a writer and I'm writing a telephone book. Your number is still missing, though.
Yeah, no, that sounds like you're taking some people to concentration camps. Like that's you just said get in the gas chamber is what you said.
My God, that escalated quickly.
Ich werde gern der Grund für dein Schlaflos Nacht sein. I'd like to be the reason for your sleepless night.
Oh, there you go.
Did you see Juju have 2 arms today? My God.
Did he throw up some gang signs?
Yeah, dude, it was like
I didn't see it.
he got smashed, went to the ground, and his arms were just locked in position. Like his hands were all like the same thing that happened to Tua.
And anytime you see the fencing response, especially with like severity like that, it's real scary because that's potential like actual brain damage.
Yeah, like you were basically dead for a couple of seconds, and your body just didn't know how to react.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man.
And everyone that I took on my DFS today is going to be on injured reserve, I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know if people are just more, physically fit. But even with the rules and the changes to the rules that, the NFL's put out, it seems like injuries are much, much more common nowadays. And I don't know what's happened.
It's because they keep improving the safety equipment, quote unquote, and just making it smaller and smaller.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what I feel like it is.
I think it's just that the cameras have gotten better.
Maybe. It really honestly might be that too.
Just got more cameras, more angles. We're seeing it more.
Oh, no, I mean like people are like out, like on the injured reserve list.
Well, they're being a lot more cautious.
I got
That's for sure.
Like the Juju thing, if that happens 15 years ago, he's back on the field in the second half.
Yeah, he just got his bell rung. That was all.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And nobody knows any different until he murders his wife when he's like 62 and then kills himself.
That got dark.
Or shoots himself in the chest.
Yeah, I mean,
says, look at my brain.
It is dark.
Yeah, I know. God.
Yep.
Just like you can't dive off the top turnbuckle for 10 years and smash your opponent with your face and expect to be fine later.
Yep. Yeah, you either shoot your wife and kid or get really racist.
Is that Kanye?
No. It's Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
What? Really racist? When did that happen?
Oh, a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. I'd missed that one apparently.
Have either of you guys heard of the new Amazon Prime original show, The Peripheral, starring Chloe Grace Moretz?
I've seen previews, but I've not actually watched it.
Was she the one from Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was the hit girl.
She was also in The Equalizer
I don't think I've seen that.
with Denzel. You haven't seen The Equalizer?
I don't think I have.
She was in that?
Yeah, she was the stripper.
Really?
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Isn't the Equalizer come out like 20 years ago?
Yeah.
No.
Well, no, not 20 years ago, but I mean, it came out a little while ago.
What? Isn't she like young?
It came out in 2014.
You're thinking of Man on Fire,
Oh, okay.
which Chloe Grace Moretz was not in.
She's
Yeah.
25 now.
Oh, shit. Okay. I thought she was younger than that.
No.
Because in Kick-Ass came out when?
2010.
Yeah.
2010?
So it was 4 years after Kick-Ass.
Holy shit.
She wasn't stripping in the movie. She was... Actually, stripper isn't the right... She was a prostitute.
I see. Yeah, that's fine.
She was meant to be a young prostitute.
Sure. Okay. That's fine.
And Denzel Washington...
Freed her.
Think like...
Is this just like Taxi Driver?
No, it's more like Taken. But instead of it's his daughter that got taken somewhere, he's just a like random passerby who's doing good deeds with
I
a
see.
particular set of skills.
Okay.
Have you really never seen The Equalizer? They made a sequel.
I don't think so, no.
It's actually the only movie that Denzel's ever done a sequel for.
Yeah.
I've missed like a lot of like action movies. I like totally missed.
She was also in Carrie, the remake.
Haven't seen
That one I
either.
remember, yeah.
Anyway, the premise of the show takes place mostly in the near future, like maybe 15 or 20 years from now. And everybody's playing these virtual reality video games, and she's really good at it. And her brother, who had been in the military with some buddies, got a prototype like headset that she puts on, and it basically transports her into the body of kind of like a robot, but it's like a real person, but it's
An android?
but it's in the future. So she doesn't actually time travel, but it's sending data through quantum computing so it can pass through time. And so she's controlling this body in the future, and the lines blur between her world in the current present versus her world in the future, and it's pretty neat.
That sure does sound like it came from Westworld Minds.
Yeah, I was about to say it's written
yeah.
and created by the people who made Westworld.
Oh, okay.
It's less
Yeah.
confusing so far than Westworld,
Well, thank fucking God.
because
for that.
Westworld's super confusing.
I watched.
So, I watched the first 2 seasons of Westworld and tried to start the 3rd season. I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore.
First season to me was incredible. I've heard very bad things about the latter season, so I haven't started them yet out of fear of tainting my very good opinion of the first season, which kind of ended, like, it kind of wrapped itself up anyways.
Yeah.
So
The second season is way different than the first season, and the second season was, in my opinion, pretty horrible. It was really hard to follow. It didn't make a lot of sense, even if you tried really hard to follow it, and it didn't end well. So I loved the first season. It's definitely my favorite. Hated the second season. Really liked the third season. It was not as good as the first, but the third season was much, much better than the second season. And unfortunately, I do think there are parts of the second season that you need to get the third season. So if you're going to go to the third season, you need to suffer through the second season. But just know it's pretty bad.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't follow it.
I feel like there's a movie that was kind of similar to what you're talking about, but I think it was, I didn't see it, but I remember hearing about it.
Similar to the video game thing?
Yeah.
You talking about the
Lawnmower Man?
No. You're talking about it starts with an R.
Maybe. It's what's his name from Die Hard? Bruce Willis.
You talking about
He's the main guy, I think.
the one where he is a time traveler and he kills himself?
No.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt is hunting him?
That's Looper. Fuck. I don't remember. It's not worth looking up.
What is this movie called that you're talking about? I think it starts with an R.
I don't know.
Ready Player One.
Bruce Willis is definitely not in that.
No, I know.
Well, no, it's not Ready Player One. I can't remember what I was thinking of.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking of something that is conceptually kind of similar, where people are like their consciousness is getting transported into robots, and that's how they're living forever or something.
Okay. I don't remember.
But
I don't remember that at all.
fuck, man, I don't know.
12 Monkeys?
No, definitely not.
That movie's so great, though.
Oh, what a great film.
It was a good
Brad
series,
Pitt.
too, man.
I haven't seen the series,
Oh,
but
the series is real good, too.
Brad Pitt in that movie is so goddamn funny.
Yeah, he's great.
Jesus Christ, man.
But you talking about The Peripheral makes me think of other content. Watched Enola Holmes 2 last night with my betrothed.
How'd that go?
It was great. We really enjoyed the first one. Millie Bobby Brown is a great actress. And the dialogue is wonderful. But I decided that I think the world would be a lot better if I owned a top hat.
Did you order one?
I want to really bad.
What's stopping you?
That they're $200.
You should have it match your tux.
I was going to.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't mind that. That would be cool.
Yeah,
You know you only YOLO once, right?
it's true. It's true. I kept telling Kelsey that I wanted to order one, and she was like, "You're so stupid. Why would you want to do that?" And every time one would pop up on the screen, I'd be like, "God damn it, look how fucking dapper he looks. I need that."
Well, plus you can go out on you go out with the boys, wear your jacket and top hat.
Fucking A.
That would be so cool.
And there was at one point, she goes, "Corey, why the fuck do you think you need a top hat?" I was like, "Because people won't take me seriously as a landowner.
That's true. There you go.
How will people will address me as Lord if I don't have a top hat?"
Exactly. And I think so. Here's my thing. So if you wear the tuxedo jacket alone, no top hat, people are going to be like, you're fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing that? You're way too overdressed.
If you have the top hat, however, they're like, oh, he's just a fancy man.
Yeah. Then they'll take you seriously.
Absolutely. And if everybody dressed that way, I think that everyone would be a lot more civil to each other, you know?
Yep. Yeah, no one's going to beat the shit out of someone wearing a tux.
Could you imagine, like, the Trump debates if they were wearing, like, Victorian dress with top hats?
Oh, yeah. First off, that would be great. Are we doing, like, full, like, powdered wig stuff? Or
Maybe not powdered wigs. That might be taking it a step too far.
honestly, we're not too far off. It's just
You're
orange
not wrong. Yeah.
with the Donald.
What's the TV show with Zooey Deschanel in it? New Girl?
New Girl.
Yeah.
What's better, New Girl or How I Met Your Mother?
How I Met Your Mother.
Agreed. But you like New Girl, right?
So my problem with that show is whenever they feel like they need to get a laugh, they just start yelling.
I just don't think women are as funny as men. And if you have a women lead, it's not going to be funny. And sitcom stands for situational comedy. I want comedy in my sitcom, damn it.
Well then,
I thought it was fine. I don't know. It's the show's it didn't grab my I think I've seen the first season. It didn't grab my attention enough to pursue further seasons.
Kelsey really likes it, and she will rewatch it. And I'll occasionally catch an episode, and like it has some moments that are pretty good. I just feel like they try and feed on the dysfunction and just yell all the time, and I don't think that's a good comedic vehicle for me.
Wonder Years or Happy Days?
Wonder Years.
Happy Days?
Happy Days.
Yeah.
You guys are both wrong.
So in all fairness,
Hey.
I think that like you got to keep in mind the generational gap here, because you know I can't remember watching too much. I was watching reruns on Nick at Night.
Me too.
Oh, okay, cool. I was just making sure.
You thought that I was alive when Happy Days was on air?
I thought you guys were old enough. No?
We're like 6 years older than you.
Oh shit.
What about Futurama or Family Guy?
Futurama.
Thank you. I really was afraid you guys were going to say Family Guy.
Family Guy has some of the best moments in television. Like, I still stand behind that Gary Busey thing. My God, that shit. I don't think I've ever laughed that hard in my life as the first time I saw that.
Family Guy definitely has its place. I just think Futurama is a much more coherent and smarter show.
Yeah, it's a much more intelligent comedy. Seinfeld or Friends?
Seinfeld.
See,
Seinfeld.
yeah, I'm gonna be the outlier here. That's fine. I think I enjoyed Friends more, but again, a little bit of a generational gap. Friends came out later.
It came out the exact same fucking time.
No, it didn't.
Seinfeld actually ran longer.
I don't think that's right.
It is.
I don't think that's right. Can we look up?
Yeah,
Dates.
look it up. Seinfeld ended after Friends.
Seinfeld started in 1989, went for 9 seasons. Friends started in 1994, went for 10 seasons.
Okay, get fucked.
Okay then, my bad. But that was one of the shows that we watched whenever it came on Thursdays, I think.
Yep.
And that like my whole family got together and watched Friends and whatnot. But Seinfeld's way better.
I've got to give Seinfeld another try. Maybe I've watched the first season like twice to give it a try, because I'm like, everyone thinks that this show is like God's gift to man, the example of what a sitcom should be. And I watched the first season and I'm like, okay, that's it, I guess.
Now, to be fair, you do kind of have to like Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David's humor.
Yeah.
So if you don't,
No,
Curb
Curb Your Enthusiasm is good.
Okay, then
I like that.
you should love Seinfeld.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is adult Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's uncensored Seinfeld.
Okay.
Everybody Loves Raymond or King of Queens.
I'm going King of Queens there, but it's real close to me.
I'm probably gonna have to
I'm a
lean
Ray
towards.
Romano
Yeah, I'm
guy.
probably gonna have to go. Everybody Loves Raymond there.
But it's close,
It
right?
is close. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I went when he said it.
What's a good comp to Will and Grace? Because I want to do a Will and Grace, but
Dharma and Greg.
oh yeah, it's definitely Will and Grace.
Will and Grace.
Yeah, without question.
Not even close.
I haven't seen either of the shows, and it's definitely Will and Grace. Can we do 2.5 Men or Science Show with nerds?
Big Bang Theory.
Thank you.
Ugh.
Big Bang Theory.
Ugh.
Yeah, I disagree.
I mean, I'm
no,
probably going to say 2.5 Men just because
Charlie
to me,
Sheen.
Big Bang Theory is like unwatchable.
Yeah, it's real bad. My dad
it's
is
not.
really into it, and I've tried a couple episodes, and it's, from what I've seen, not great. But again, maybe
I appreciate that they put a lot of effort into making all the science and the math correct in the show. I like that, but the moments where you're supposed to laugh are not funny to me.
Hey, do you like Ken Jennings or what's her name as a host better of Jeopardy?
Mayim Bialik.
Thank you.
Ken Jennings.
I do too.
I prefer Mayim Bialik.
So does Kat.
Love me some Blossom.
I think Ken Jennings is my favorite Jeopardy champion of all time.
Even more so than the gambling guy.
Yeah. James Holzhauer.
Yeah, that guy.
I think.
He's very awkward.
Oh, he's definitely on the spectrum.
Brad Rutter is the most suave of them all, but he's a little too cocky.
I think I'm going Matt Amodio.
Not
Who?
Matt Amodio.
He doesn't count. He's not a super champ.
what about what was his name? Buzzy?
He's like
Buzzy Cohen.
Buzzy Cohen.
Yeah.
Buzzy
I don't
fucking
him.
sucks. I hate
He
Buzzy.
sucks. Actually, I think my favorite, if we're talking like all time, is probably IBM Watson.
I don't know if IBM
That dude
Watson
fucks.
counts. What? Jesus Christ! Why does Matt Amodio not count? He's like top 5 of all time, isn't he? Or he's like top 10 at least.
I guess, has he come back much?
No.
Yeah, I think that's why.
This was like this year.
Oh, was it?
Or it was either this year or last year. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I wasn't watching for him.
I think it was last year.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, then I was unaware of him.
Yeah, I think he's a student. Maybe not a student, like maybe a teacher. He does something with schools in Dartmouth or something.
All right.
Yeah, we're getting less and less accessible. Sorry, guys.
Scrubs. Ted Lasso.
Scrubs.
Ted Lasso. No question.
It's really, really hard for me.
It's not hard for me at all. I think Scrubs is bad.
So I think only time.
That's a bad take.
Only time
That's
will
fine.
tell. But Scrubs has withstood the test of time. I still like if Scrubs is on, I'll fucking watch it. Always. That Ted Lasso may be the same way, but I don't know for sure. It's only had 2 seasons.
I think Ted Lasso has less rewatchability and it's a more serious show. I've not seen enough Scrubs to know how. Scrubs is still pretty serious, right?
Scrubs is, I mean,
It's the most medically accurate TV show of all time.
it
Well,
is.
I know that. Yeah.
It's also like they tried to pick up the ER mantle, but in a funny form.
I gotcha. Okay.
Like it's the best balance of anything, I think. It's such a great show. It really is.
What's the best like doctor show?
I don't really like medical dramas all that much.
Oh, really?
I mean, House is fine, I guess.
House is by far my favorite.
House is my favorite too, but House is not. I'll say this: it's not just a House thing. Most medical shows are not very bingeable for me because they're very repetitive. No matter what show you're watching, like if you watch it once a week and then you're off for a season and you come back, it doesn't feel that way. But if you watch 2 seasons in a 2 or 3 day bender, it's like, how many times are we solving for lupus? You know what I mean?
I think so. Everyone likes that
Autoimmune.
Yeah. No, everyone really likes to make that joke, but lupus came up like I think 3 times or something. Like it doesn't come up nearly as often as you think.
All right. So these 2 shows are, I already know that I'm setting us up for, it's going to be an easy answer, I think, but it probably shouldn't be as easy as it is.
I'll think about it for a second before I make a comment.
Rick and Morty, King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
I knew you were going to say it. And I think I probably agree, but Rick and Morty is picking up steam. It's continuing to be solid.
So Rick and Morty is a really, really, really good show. This is another one of those, we'll have to see if it can withstand the test of time. I've rewatched King of the Hill like 4 or 5 times, and I love it every time.
So are we basing this off of like how good the show is or rewatchability?
Whatever you want.
Rewatchability, I think King of the Hill is better. How good the show is, I think Rick and Morty's better.
See, I think that Rick and Morty hits really hard. Like the highs are crazy high, but then the lows are super low. Like there are some real shit episodes of that show.
I can't. Now I'm like I think I'm a season behind, so I haven't seen the latest season, but I can't recall like, okay, I can recall one episode that I thought was actually bad, and it's like the gay dragon wizard episode. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The first 3 episodes of the show, like for the longest time, I didn't want to watch it at all because I'd only experienced the first 3 episodes of the show. And then my brother was like, "No, man, you need to watch episode 4. You need to see Meeseeks." And then I watched the Meeseeks episode and I was like, okay, this is pretty fucking funny. And I started watching it more and more and more.
I can't remember.
That's true. It did take until that episode to get me hooked.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally disagree. The snowball episode, I was immediately like fucking in on that one. Just the "Where are my balls?" summer was like the funniest thing in the world to me. I was into it at that point. I think that's the second episode.
Dick Van Dyke Show or Mary Tyler Moore Show?
Dick Van Dyke.
I never really watched either one.
Yeah, neither have I, but it's a funnier name.
All right. MASH or Cheers?
Cheers.
I
didn't like MASH.
Cheers.
Aren't those like one's a sitcom and one's like a detective show or some shit?
No, they're both definitely sitcoms.
They're both sitcoms.
Oh,
One's about war and one's about a bar.
Okay. MASH is a sitcom?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I think Cheers is.
I think it's still the most like watched ending of a show of all time.
Huh.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Saved by the Bell?
Fresh Prince.
I don't think I watched either of those. I've seen some Fresh Prince. So I'm going to go Fresh Prince. I'm sorry. I'll try to watch more television.
All right. Silicon Valley or The Office?
The Office.
The Office. It's not even close. Silicon Valley's fine.
Thomas Middleditch just sucks.
Which one's that?
The main character guy.
Oh, yeah, that guy does
He
kind of
plays
suck.
that role well, though.
I'm sure he does because he's a fucking nerdy white guy.
Isn't the guy with the floofy hair in that one a rapist?
TJ Miller?
Yeah, TJ Miller.
Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah.
Middleditch and Schwartz is pretty
Allegedly.
funny.
Please don't
By the
sue
way.
us. Allegedly.
Have you ever watched it? I know you don't like
No,
Thomas
I don't
Middleditch,
like Thomas
but
Middleditch, so no.
It's pretty funny. It's like a improv sketch show where they improv everything.
I think
Sketch it.
Just biting on Key and Peele.
I think a better match for Silicon Valley would be probably Workaholics.
No, I was trying to find a match for The Office.
Oh, no. I mean, the match for The Office, the only one that I can think of that's even close is like Parks and Rec, but I'm pretty sure Corey hates that show.
Parks and Rec?
Someone hates that show, like one of us. Oh, it's you?
I was about to say, I fucking love Parks and Rec. What are you talking about?
I knew it was one of us.
To be fair, I haven't gotten past season 1. I've been told that season 1 of Parks and Rec is them trying to be The Office, and
Yeah.
you get to season 2 and they start becoming Parks and Rec, and that's when it starts being
Yeah.
good.
Correct.
You can just skip season 1 entirely, and
I've been
it's
told
a
that.
better show.
I've been told that.
Season 1 of The Office to me is not the same, but I think it's by far their weakest season.
Because they're trying to be the British Office, which
Yeah.
is just a shit fucking show, period.
Yeah, it's not very good.
I do not like Ricky Gervais.
The Office, I have to be in a very particular mood to enjoy, but when I'm in that mood, I really enjoy it.
So for the longest time, I never watched The Office, like ever.
Same, yeah.
And then during the pandemic, that was when I was like, you know what? I'm going to see what this is all about. And it's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, mine was probably when I started with this job that I am currently doing. So it was like 4 years ago is when I like actually watched it. So well after the show was actually done.
Well, cool. You guys want to end this fucking train wreck of an episode?
It's literally not even that bad.
Yeah, this is certainly better than Gross,
Yeah,
which was easily the worst episode we've ever done.
Yeah, should we unpublish that or should we leave it up for posterity?
No, we should leave it up for posterity's sake. We're going to own it, but just know that I know it's bad.
We all know it's bad.
that one's bad.
You know it. I know it.
We all
know it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if this Josh will edit this and it'll sound fine. Don't worry about it. Josh does all the editing. In case you guys didn't know.
I'm only mildly involved with this whole
Yeah,
podcast.
Corey shows up sometimes.
All right. Well, if you'd like to follow our now verified Twitter account because we're on Twitter Blue, join us at Appleboys Pod and be like Miller Lite. Follow us. You can also join our basically inactive Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook pages at Appleboys Pod also, but don't expect much interaction on those platforms at this time until such time that we can hire a social media manager, which will happen between now and never.
We're
at
gonna
some point.
We're gonna have to make some money before we do that. We won't make enough money.
If you would like to subscribe to our version of Twitter Blue, aka our Patreon, you could do so at patreon.com/Appleboys.
Yeah. You can even pay to slap me in the face.
I'm waiting for somebody to do it.
I hope that happens one day.
And then just one day we'll be sitting at the Applebee's and somebody just walks up and was like, smash.
Man, I really hope it's not like Nate. I'm trying to think of who I would least like to get slapped by.
I hope it's Doug. Like Doug just walks up and is just, what's up, man? Smash.
Yeah. Man, I just feel like Nate has these big meaty palms that would encapsulate my head.
The problem is, Rob, for Nate to run into you, you would have to answer him from time to time. Like when he talks to you on Discord and you just ignore him like a bitch.
I tried to talk to him yesterday. I said, resident mathematician here, it's 8.
Yeah, you said that like 14 hours after he posted, and he sent up the signal today, and you were the only one that was able to answer, and you didn't.
No, I was busy.
Well, you didn't tell him that.
I did by not answering. If I don't answer, I'm busy.
All right, well, if you'd like to be ignored by Rob and others on Discord, you can do that at discord.gg/Appleboys. You can also visit us on our website at www.appleboys.us, which currently is just a page that links to all the stuff that I just told you about. Thanks for listening. Happy tonight.
Happy tonight.
Happy tonight.
You've been listening to the Appleboys podcast. I know. We're badass. We hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. Thank you for listening, especially premium subscribers. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hook up with us on Discord at discord.gg/Appleboys, on the website at appleboys.us, and Twitter and Facebook at AppleboysPod. Happy tonight.